better than yours. Love yours. Such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Such thing as...
Welcome guys back to my channel. My name is Jamila and I am a esthetician, a therapist. I like to share skincare content, travel content, and some therapy content. So let's go ahead and get straight into this video. I'm excited, y'all. We done hit another milestone. First and foremost, I want to say if you did not watch the Marriage and Family Therapy Capella University Internship 1 experience, I encourage you to go and watch that video now, and that way you can get some insight on some of the things I'm going to say in the Internship 2 video. So y'all, I will say Internship 2 was a lot easier. I had a previous classmate who was in class with me in residency 2 who told me that Internship 2 would be easier, and I'm like, girl, how? The math is not mathing, because it's like you're going to need more hours than Internship 1. Like, how? Right? But I see what she was talking about. So I felt way more comfortable in Internship 2. The clients that I had in Internship 1 carried on over. So doing sessions with clients as if you are a regular therapist. You're not going to stop or start at any point in time just because you're transitioning through your different internships. So even on the break, like I'm about to have a break for 3 weeks, I'm going to continue taking my clients, and those hours will add up towards the total amount requirement. Internship 2 was so much easier because now I have set clients that I have been working with. So the requirement going from 40 Internship 1 to 60 this time was so much easier to acquire. And once again, I have a really good supervisor, and I keep her up to date on the requirements, and I let her know, please give me more clients if I need more clients. But here is a hack that I have been using that's been working for me. When it comes to accumulating hours, a lot of people have concerns with getting their relational hours. So that is for marriage and family therapists, that's families or couples. It's really hard to get couples and families because of schedule concerns, schedule conflicts, right? I realized that I really like working with couples. So I told my supervisor, go ahead and give me all the couples that come through that you feel I would work good with. One, because with my agency, you have to work with couples for 90 minutes. When you work with individuals, you have to work with them for 60 minutes. When you work with couples, it's 90 minutes. So what does that mean? That means that I'm also going to be able to accumulate my hours a little bit faster the more couples that I have. And I actually enjoy them, so it won't make me feel like I'm doing something that I already don't love. So in learning in Internship 1 that I love couples, I told my supervisor this, and every time a couple comes through, she will send them my way. It's funny, most supervisors, or most people that I'm coming across, most therapists, they don't really like couple work. So they're going to send them to me, and I'm fine with that. Same thing with my supervisor. She knows how to work with couples, but she prefers not to as much. So she's happy to send them my way. If we got 1.5 hours every time I'm meeting with a couple, that is moving me faster and faster to my goal of 60 hours. So getting to 60 hours this time was not hard at all, and I actually got 61.5 hours at the end of this term. If you want to know, has anything changed as far as schedules or anything like that? No. The class that you were in Internship 1, the virtual class that you're in, it continues on the same day on Internship 2. You can try to request to like switch with a classmate that's in a different class at a different time, but you have to contact them and see if they want to switch and all that type of stuff. But you are going to stay in the class that you were in. So if you start a new job or something like that, you have to keep that in mind when you're going from Internship 1 to Internship 2, because you're still going to be in the same class at the same time. Nothing changes in regards to your actual class schedule. Now, I feel like another reason I was less stressed this time around was, as I said in Internship 1 video, I did not prioritize my self-care. I was so nervous about getting hours. I was just like, put anybody on my schedule anytime. Well, now I go and block off certain times for certain things on my schedule. So if my supervisor goes and puts somebody on my schedule, it's something that is open and there's not an issue there because I went in and I blocked out certain times. So I do pole dancing as a form of exercise, as a form of self-care. There are certain classes I like to take on certain days, so I will block off time, and I'll block off at least like 3 hours to give me time to get to the studio, get back, all of that stuff, so that I am taking care of myself. If I'm doing stuff like that, if I have to go get a massage, if I am just taking time to sit and not talk to anybody, I'm blocking it off on my schedule. And I did that this time around, and it was so much better for me as far as self-care. I did not feel as burnout. This last week, week 10, I had 9 hours, and that means I had 2 couples, and I had 2 couples that were in the evening time at 7 p.m. Those are my late days. And then I had about like 6 other individual clients, and it was just not a typical load for me, and it was a lot. And I also just started a new job. So let's kind of talk about that. So in week 10, I started to feel a little bit burnout. I noticed internship 1, I was done burnout. Okay, this time it was only this way because I've started a new job. So I was able to get payment approved through the school for my internship, okay? And it's been helpful because before I was getting nothing, right? But I had to do something. So I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. So I went and I applied for a position where it's in community mental health. I'm a paraprofessional, and I have to help clients individually in their homes with behavioral issues, things of that nature, family skills, things like that. And I can make my own schedule, but starting off, you have to try to get in contact with the foster parents and get in contact with the schools and all these different things. And I just started the week 10 of internship too. So that's what kind of made me feel a little burnout, but I think I'm still going to be able to juggle both. Getting a job and having internship too is a challenge, but it is possible. I would say me and almost all my other classmates have like full-time jobs. My job is more flexible because I get to create my own schedule, but I don't think theirs is. I think theirs is more of like the 9 to 5 structure. But it is possible. You just have to be very disciplined with your schedule. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is the audio requirement. So if you watch internship 1 video, it talks about how you have to have an audio or video for your class to present at least. You have to present at least once out of each term, okay? So I did say this in internship 1. I was the only one in internship 1 who had an audio, had a client that agreed to do the audio. So you have to get what's called observation hours, and I was the only one who had an audio. And when you play the audio and everybody critiques you, that's an observation hour. If nobody has it, somebody has to play one that was already played. So I was the only one who had one, so I had to keep playing it for like 4 classes in a row. This time it was so much better. Everybody in my class have audios, so we were able to get those observation hours without me going 4 or 5 times. But I will say this, there was a lot of imposter syndrome going on when it comes to being critiqued and growing as a therapist for me personally. This journey has been so amazing for me. It has been amazing for my own personal growth and learning how to stop being so hard on myself. I find myself telling my clients that, and I'm telling myself that as well. And I'm growing to be an amazing therapist, and the critique is needed. It's needed, okay, for you to grow. You learn how to sit back and allow people to give you critique and help you grow. And I appreciate that so much. And I have been just worrying for no reason. Like, my anxiety will get high when it's time for me to present. And my classmates will just give me some really good feedback. My professor will give me some really good feedback. There are things that I can work on, of course. But the way that I was playing it in my head was just so extreme. And I encourage you in this journey to not be so hard on yourself, to give yourself the room to grow. And to know that usually when you're like overthinking, you're probably overthinking, and you're probably like being too hard on yourself. Okay. If you think you're being too hard on yourself, you're probably being too hard on yourself. So give yourself grace in this experience, accept the critique, and know that you're going to be a bomb ass therapist. Okay. You're going to be a bomb ass therapist. But that's pretty much the gist of my experience in internship too. It was a lot more smooth this time around, and it went by so fast. And now I have internship 3 and 4 to complete, and I'm done. Alongside with those classes, I have to take 1 class with each course. So that means I have 4 classes left, and I am done. I am done. You hear me? I am ready. I am so ready to be done with this because I am ready for my life to change financially. It has been hard. This is probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life, switching from one career to another, going from having a spa, closing my spa, and just dealing with crumbs, okay? No money, to just complete this degree and be able to have a better life for myself while helping people, of course, but it's just been so financially hard for me. So I'm excited doing these videos because I'm going to look back on them. I'm going to be so proud of myself. And I know that these videos will be helpful for somebody else as well. So if you're going to be going through this process, stick through it. Okay. Don't be so hard on yourself and just soak up all the knowledge. One thing I've been doing is all the books that are recommended, I'm trying to get them when I can. Studying, I'm trying to apply them in the sessions. I'm taking the critiques from my classmates, from my professors, from my supervisor at the agency, and I'm just giving myself grace and learning that it's okay to be new at something. It's okay to know that you're good, but know that you're going to have space to grow. You're going to need to create that space to grow. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. We're whole humans, okay? So that was my internship 2 experience, guys. I hope this was inspiring for you. If you are going to Capella University, keep pushing through. If you're going to another school, keep pushing through. And don't ever give up, all right? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. Such thing as